Toyota AYGO rear wheel bearing is a bit noisy, so it comes as a complete hub unit held on with bolts at the back. Let's strip it down and change it over. Here we have the new bearing assembly, and as you can see, it comes as a complete unit. You've got a little connector on the back for the ABS sensor. It's held in with 4 bolts that go through the hub. So we're going to take the bolts out from the back, tap the hub assembly out, put it all back together again, hoping that the ABS sensor comes out from the old hub quite nicely, because that's going to be probably a bit of corrosion around that. So yeah, that's what you get, and that's what we're going to replace. That's the shot from the back. You've got your ABS sensor. You can see the connector there's a bit rusty and horrible, the bolts are not very tidy, and then these 4 rusty bolts as well. So we've just got to hope that everything comes apart and we'll be okay. So we'll take the brake drum off. It's a T30 Torx bit to get that screw out. That's just tight. This was the first one of these I'd done, and I made the mistake of not removing the shock absorber bolt straight away. So first thing, whip that out, it makes it much more accessible. We'll just clean up the bolt head, get the rust and dirt out the hole so the Torx bit fits nicely. This was quite tight and it goes with a bit of a ping. Just give it a good wiggle and a twist, and eventually it comes out. Must be 12s. The 4 mounting bolts are all 12mm. They came undone quite nicely, the threads were pretty clean. So that's your hub. Now we've got the bolts out the back, we've just got to knock this off of here. I think the easiest way to do this is going to be to just stick the wheel back on. And then tap the wheel from behind with a soft hammer. This bearing was really corroded into that hub. Had I known how tight it was going to be at this point, I would have done things a little bit different. I really needed a big slide hammer that I could bolt onto the hub, but I haven't got one of those, so I've had to go at it with heat. I had to screw a bolt head into the back of the hub. I managed to find a bolt with the right thread on it so that I could smack hell out of it and try and bash it from behind. Tapping the wheel made absolutely no impact on it at all. So I tried levering it, I tried pry barring it, I tried tapping it, it wouldn't shift. So we had to remove the brake shoes, get them out of the way. So I managed to find this bolt, which was the same thread as the ones that hold the hub into the assembly. And out comes the gas, and I'm heating all around the outside of this hub assembly where it's pressed through. I kept it on there for a good 5 minutes to get some heat in, and then tried bashing this bolt that I'd put in to try and knock this bearing out. So I'm doing this process of heating, lubing, to try and draw the lubricant into the hub assembly. Like I said at the start of this, I should have taken the shock absorber bolt out straight away because it was impeding my hammer swing. I couldn't get a decent bash on it, and when I did finally take it out, it made things a whole lot easier. I gave it a quick squirt of lube and the bolt came out quite easily. I was a bit afraid of it stripping the threads because it was corroded. I pushed the shock absorber up and put a cable tie around the top just to hold it out of the way to stop it coming back down. There we have it. Wow, that was tight. So we'll clean up this area here with a bit of emery cloth, ready for the new bearing. Quick wipe round with the emery cloth just to get rid of all that corrosion, and the new bearing slips straight in, no problems at all. Oh, in she slips. Once lined up, then bolts just went straight in. Absolutely beautiful. Just remove the plug for the ABS sensor, slip it in, do the bolt up and reattach the retaining clip. And we'll just refit the brake shoes that we had to take off. Put the clips back on, a little bit fiddly but not the end of the world. Refit the drum, pop the little screw back in. Beautiful. Nice and free and loose. And then we just pop the wheel back on. Job done. So we also dropped that shock absorber back down and re-bolted that. All sorted. So that was the job. A couple of things that I would do differently if I was doing it again. Take the brake shoes off straight away, get them out of the way. Get a slide hammer, a big slide hammer that will bolt to the hub. If you can get your hands on one of them, that again would make life a lot easier. And the shock absorber, just straight away, take that bolt out, get that out of the way, so you've got plenty of room to get at the bolts and give it a good smack from behind if you need to. putting the bolt in the back definitely made a big help. I was able to get a real good purchase on that hub and give it a good smack, because it's done 150,000 miles, that car, and it was well corroded in. Obviously if you've got a newer one that's not done so many miles, you might get it out a lot easier, but yeah, it was tight, really tight, but good job, all sorted now. And thought I'd make a vid and let you see it, because it was a tricky one, and I've not seen a video on here of anybody doing one. So if you like that, please click like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.